Does it feel like everything we do today is online? To stand out in today's crowded digital landscape, you need more than clever marketing. You need authority. And authority isn't given, it's earned. It's what makes people choose you over your competitors. It builds trust before a conversation even begins. And it's earned through consistent action, clear communication, and a willingness to show up and lead. In this episode of the Digital Success for Business podcast, I'm going to show you how to stop being just another business on the relentless social media feed and start becoming the go-to expert in your space. I'll break down what it really takes to become known, trusted, and most importantly, referred to in your industry. From showing up online to speaking on stages, we'll walk through the practical steps small business owners can take to build real credibility and grow their business. I'm Leanne Cohens, founder of Marketing Leap, and for over 12 years, as this is our birthday month, I've helped business owners build brands that not only attract, but convert and grow. And in today's episode, we'll walk through the exact steps we use in my agency, Marketing Leap, with our clients to help them build credibility, earn trust, and turn content into authority. So let's get into it. The first step you need to take is to build a personal brand that reflects your authority. People connect with people. And with AI now creeping into almost every aspect of what we do online, your personal brand matters. If you've listened to any of my previous podcast episodes, you will hear some recurring themes because they're not only essential, they work. The first step in building your personal brand is to be consistent. Your voice, your values, and your message should be recognizable across all the platforms. That will help you move from being just an expert to being the authority in your space. To move from being just an expert to being the authority in your space, you need three things, and it's simpler than most people think. The first is a clear and repeatable messaging. You need to be able to confidently and consistently answer three questions. What do you do? Who do you help? And how do you help them? And here's the thing, if you can't answer that clearly, your audience definitely won't be able to. We live in a world where people are constantly scrolling, multitasking, and making snap decisions about who to trust. So if your message is muddy or keeps changing depending on the platform or the pitch, you're going to lose people before they've even had a chance to understand what it is that you offer. But when your messaging is clear and repeatable, that is when your brand starts to stick. People start to remember you, and people start repeating it for you. Oh, she's the one who helps target audience, and in my case, small business owners, with clear benefit or result, again for Marketing Leap, clear marketing steps and an online presence to grow their business. That's the goal, because clarity attracts, and confusion repels. You need to show results. People don't want theory, they want proof. Especially in an online world with so much AI, it's almost too easy to fake. You need to share client wins and transformation stories, before and after examples, client testimonials in video or written form, and even screenshots of results, of course with permission. Facts tell, stories sell. Use storytelling to show the real-world impact of what it is that you do. Now, the second step of building authority is to develop a point of view, have an opinion. What do you believe that others are afraid to say? What trends are you calling out? Thought leaders lead. Thought leaders get noticed. And the best way to do this is to use YouTube and, ironically, AI tools. Long-form video builds authority fast, and it's a great way to have content that you can then chop into snippets for reels and shorts on other platforms. YouTube is a credibility engine, especially when paired with shorts, tutorials, and regular uploads. Now, AI tools like ChatGPT, Genesis, or Canva Magic Write are great for outlining ideas, but remember it's your thoughts, ideas, and your insight that is what will set your content apart. Then you share your knowledge generously. Want to be seen as an expert? Start by acting like one. It doesn't mean shouting louder or pumping out content just for the sake of it. It means teaching what you know generously, consistently, and with real intent to help. At Marketing Leap, some of the best leads we've ever had have come off the back of free content that we've shared. A webinar, a checklist, even a simple carousel post that solved a problem that our audience was stuck on. You can run a webinar on something your ideal client is Googling at 11 p.m. Put together a checklist that walks someone through your process. Take questions that you keep getting in your DMs or emails and turn them into public posts or short videos. Even a quick Q&A on Instagram or LinkedIn Live can make a huge difference because it shows you're listening, you're responsive, and you know your stuff. And the bonus, the people watching start thinking, if this is what they give away for free, imagine what their paid stuff looks like. And that's when the shift happens, from helpful content to trusted expert, from expert to authority. When you give value without expecting a sale, you earn trust. Over time, your audience will turn to you first and pay for deeper help. Create original content. Again, as I mentioned, AI tools are great for outlining ideas, but you need to use your thoughts and voice. Write blog posts, film videos, record podcasts, anything that showcases your perspective and helps your audience. And ensure that you offer real value. Create lead magnets. I often talk about my PDF that shows exactly where you should be spending your time based on your industry, demographic, and preferred method of content creation. That's just one of my lead magnets, and yes, I'll put the link below in the description. Share practical tips, answer common questions, and give before you ask. Make sure that you cover industry trends and stay ahead of the game. Talk about what's happening right now in your industry and what it means for your audience. And it's important as well to use multiple formats of content. Mix long-form blog posts with short-form reels, carousels, lives, and infographics. Meet people where they are and in the way that they want to consume your information. Authority is built by consistently showing up with useful insights, not recycled fluff. So be consistent across all of your chosen platforms. And I know this is a hard one. As a business owner, you started your business because you had a passion. Or maybe you're a fantastic educator, plumber, coder, or whatever. Not to be in front of the public domain, marketing and spruiking yourself. But you don't need to be everywhere. You simply need to be somewhere consistently where your audience is spending their time. At Marketing Leap, we select 2 or 3 core channels for our clients where their audience actually spends their time. That's LinkedIn, YouTube, the blog or a podcast, and then show up there regularly. That is where trust is built. If you're posting weekly, brilliant. Fortnightly, that's also fine. The key is that you stick to it, because when people see you consistently showing up with helpful, relevant content, they start to trust you. You're no longer a one-off post in a sea of noise. You become familiar, reliable, worth following, and that's how authority grows. Not overnight, but one consistent piece of content at a time. Authority is built through repetition. The more your audience sees you showing up with helpful, relevant content, the more they trust your voice. Now, the next aspect is to partner, collaborate, and show up in person. People naturally associate you with the company you keep, and in business, that can work powerfully in your favor. When you collaborate with others who are respected in your space, some of that credibility actually rubs off on you. I've seen this firsthand with Marketing Leap. Co-hosting a webinar with someone your audience already trusts, instant authority boost. Guesting on someone else's podcast, you're suddenly in the front of a whole new audience, one that sees you as a peer to someone they already follow. Speaking at local business events, panels, or even online summits puts you in the room with decision makers. It shifts the dynamic because you're no longer just another business trying to get attention. You're the person on stage sharing insights and solutions. And podcasting, whether you're a guest or you host your own, gives you a long-form platform to share your voice, your values, and your expertise in a way that builds connection. It's not just visibility. It's trust building at scale. To build authority, you can't just post and disappear. You have to engage. That means showing up, not just to talk at your audience, but to talk with them. When someone comments on your post, reply. When a question comes up in your space, answer it publicly. start conversations, join others. Authority is built on connection, and connection is built through interaction. It's also about getting outside your own echo chamber. Collaborate with others in your industry, reach out to peers, and suggest a joint live, guest post, or LinkedIn article. Pitch yourself to relevant podcasts. Apply to speak at events, whether they're in person or online. At Marketing Leap, we've seen just how one podcast appearance, where the message was on point and the delivery clear, turned into 3 solid client leads. It works because it builds trust. People hear your voice, they get a feel for your style, and when they're ready, you're top of mind. And podcasting has honestly been one of our strongest trust and visibility tools because it gives you time to tell your story, share your expertise in a way that short-form content just simply can't match. And the more consistently you show up, the more your audience sees you not just as a voice in the feed, but as someone worth listening to. Social media is your stage, and you don't need a huge audience to make an impact. It's where you get to show up consistently, share what you know, and be seen as the expert you are. When you talk about what's happening in your industry, offer practical advice, or share a quick tip that solves a common problem, you start positioning yourself as a go-to resource, not someday, but today. And this is where AI becomes a powerful ally, not a replacement. Tools like ChatGPT can help you draft outlines faster, repurpose blog posts into captions, or brainstorm fresh ideas when you're stuck. It's not about outsourcing your voice. Let's be really clear on that. It's about freeing up your time to use your voice more effectively. At Marketing Leap, we often use AI to get the bones of a concept down, then layer in the human part, our experience, tone, and insight. And that's the difference between content that just fills space and content that actually builds authority. Whether it's a short YouTube video answering your most common client question or a carousel post breaking down a trend, the key is consistency. Stay focused on your niche, speak clearly, and back up what you say with real-life experience. That is how trust grows and influence follows. So let's recap how to build authority in your space. The 7 steps that I've discussed today in today's episode to build credibility, earn trust, and turn content into authority are: Step 1, personal brand that reflects your authority and creates consistency with your message. Develop a point of view that makes you unique. Step 3, share your knowledge generously. 4, show results, not just opinions. 5, be consistent across your chosen platforms. And then 6, be seen, collaborate, speak, podcast, and network. And then 7, use social media and AI tools to scale. Because authority isn't built overnight. It is earned through action and through consistency, through courage, and when you show up with value and clarity and proof, you start to stand out. So if you're ready to build a brand that attracts clients and not just likes, and positions you as the expert people trust, we can help. Head to marketingleap.net and book a strategy session. We'll help you get seen, get heard, and grow with clarity. And in the next episode, we're unpacking how to build trust and influence in a world of AI-generated content and why the future of marketing is more human than ever. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube for even more tips.